Have you ever wondered why some of the most intelligent and successful people you know often prefer their own company? I mean, the reasons geniuses throughout history, ranging from Einstein, Tesla, and Newton, spent so much time alone? Do you also know why your most intelligent friend always declines the party invite? Now, you've probably been told your whole life that something's off about you if you'd rather stay home on a Friday night than go to a party, that preferring your own company makes you antisocial, cold, or worse, broken. But what if that instinct you've been fighting is actually the sign of a sharper, deeper mind? You see, science has a lot to say about this. Neuroscience, clinical psychology, even ancient Stoic philosophy, they all point to the same uncomfortable truth most people aren't ready to hear. Most intelligent persons in the world aren't avoiding people because they're antisocial or arrogant. They're protecting something precious: their mental energy, their creative space, their sanity. And there's actual science behind this preference. In this video, we're breaking down the 9 real reasons why the most intelligent persons in the world actively choose to be alone. Starting with reason number 1. They value quality over quantity in relationships. Here's a pattern you'll notice among highly intelligent people. They often have very few close friends. This isn't because they can't make friends, but because they're extremely selective about who gets access to their inner world. To them, shallow relationships feel like maintenance work without reward. Intelligent individuals tend to seek deep, meaningful connections with people who can match their intellectual curiosity, engage in substantive conversations, and appreciate complexity. When you find those people, they become treasured, but they're rare, and searching for them in crowds of superficial acquaintances feels like looking for gold in a landfill. Psychologist Robin Dunbar's research states that humans can maintain about 150 social relationships, but only about 5 truly intimate ones. For intelligent people, that number might be even smaller. This isn't due to limitation, but by choice. They'd rather have 2 profound friendships than 20 hollow ones. In the words of Carl Jung, loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself. This means that being surrounded by people who don't understand you is lonelier than being physically alone. So intelligent people choose solitude over empty socializing. They wait for the rare connections worth their energy. And while they wait, they're perfectly content in their own company. Reason number 2. They crave mental clarity and focus. As the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once put it, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Highly intelligent people understand the power of their own minds. A highly intelligent person knows that to think clearly, solve complex problems, and tap into his full creative potential, he needs uninterrupted time and space. The point is that when we're constantly bombarded by external stimuli, whether it's the ping of notifications, the chatter of small talk, or the demands of work and relationships, it becomes incredibly difficult to maintain focus. Our minds get scattered, our thoughts become fragmented, and we lose that laser-sharp clarity that's so essential for high-level thinking. But when the most intelligent people in the world have the freedom to be alone, they can quiet the noise, dive deep into their inner world, and engage in the kind of focused, uninterrupted work that leads to breakthroughs and insights. It's not about escaping the world. It's about creating the conditions for their minds to thrive. Reason number 3. They prioritize self-reflection and personal growth. Highly intelligent people understand the immense value of self-reflection and personal growth. They know that to reach their full potential, they need to regularly step back, examine their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and make conscious adjustments. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it can be challenging to truly tune into yourself. There's always the temptation to get caught up in the drama of relationships, the demands of social obligations, or the need to perform and impress. But when the most intelligent people in the world have the freedom to be alone, They can engage in the kind of deep, honest self-exploration that leads to profound transformation. Whether it's journaling, meditation, or simply taking the time to ponder life's big questions, solitude provides the space for highly intelligent individuals to gain self-awareness, identify their blind spots, and make the necessary changes to become the best version of themselves. Reason number 4. They crave intellectual stimulation and depth. Smart people have a deep thirst for intellectual stimulation and depth. They're not satisfied with surface-level conversations or shallow interactions. They crave the kind of profound, thought-provoking exchanges that challenge their minds and expand their perspectives. In our modern world, where small talk and superficial interactions often dominate, it can be challenging for the most intelligent individuals to find the kind of intellectual nourishment they crave. They may feel misunderstood, bored, or even frustrated when they're surrounded by people who don't share their insatiable curiosity or their ability to dive deep into complex topics. But when they have the freedom to be alone, highly intelligent people can immerse themselves in the kind of rich, stimulating material, whether it's books, podcasts, or their own contemplative musings, that truly feeds their minds. They can explore ideas, connect the dots, and engage in the kind of deep, meaningful reflection that leads to breakthroughs and new ways of seeing the world. Reason number 5. To them, small talk feels like mental torture. Imagine being forced to discuss the weather for the 100th time this month, or hear another recycled opinion about a TV show you don't watch, or pretend to care about someone's commute complaints. For intelligent people, small talk isn't just boring, it's cognitively painful. Here's why. Intelligent minds crave depth, complexity, nuance. They want to explore ideas, dissect concepts, and understand systems. But most social situations revolve around surface-level exchanges that require masking a genuine interest you don't feel. And that performance? Exhausting. Research in social psychology proves that individuals with higher cognitive abilities often find small talk unfulfilling because their brains are literally wired for more complex pattern recognition and abstract thinking. Put simply, while everyone else is discussing what they had for lunch, an intelligent person's brain is analyzing why social norms require these rituals in the first place. As Seneca wisely put it, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. This means that for intelligent individuals, spending an hour on meaningless pleasantries feels like theft of time that could be spent on meaningful thought, learning, or creation. Solitude eliminates this burden. Alone, you don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend fascination with topics that bore you to tears. You can just think. And for an intelligent mind, that's freedom. Reason number 6. They need uninterrupted time for deep thinking. Here's a quick question for you. When was the last time you had 3 uninterrupted hours to think about something complex? For most people, that sounds unnecessary, but for intelligent people, it's essential. Deep work, the kind of focused, uninterrupted thinking that produces breakthroughs, requires that you be lonely. You can't solve complex problems with constant interruptions. You can't develop original ideas while someone's talking to you about their weekend plans. You need space, silence, time. Cal Newport's research on deep work reveals that the most valuable cognitive work happens in extended periods of distraction-free concentration. What this implies is that intelligent people aren't being antisocial when they decline social invitations. They're protecting the conditions necessary for their best thinking. Think about Einstein, Newton, Marie Curie. These minds didn't produce revolutionary ideas at networking events. They produced them in solitude, during long walks, in quiet labs, in moments when their minds could wander freely through complex territories without interruption. As Marcus Aurelius observed, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. This means that for the intelligent mind, solitude isn't escape, it's where the real work happens. If you're someone who needs alone time to think, you're not weird. you're protecting your most valuable resource, uninterrupted cognitive space. Reason number 7. Solitude fuels their creativity. Think about your best ideas. Where were you when they struck? It's probably not at a crowded event. It might likely have been in the shower, on a walk, lying in bed, or staring out a window, alone. There's a reason for this, and here it is. Creativity requires mental wandering, and mental wandering requires freedom from external demands. When you're alone, your mind can make unexpected connections, explore tangential thoughts, and stumble into insights that structured social time would never allow. Neuroscientist Marcus Reichel's research on the brain's default mode network shows that some of our most creative thinking happens when we're not focused on external tasks, when our minds are free to wander. What this really tells us is that boredom, daydreaming, and unstructured solitude aren't wastes of time. They're where innovation happens. History proves this as well. Most groundbreaking creative and intellectual work was produced in solitude. Philosophers thought alone. Writers wrote alone. Artists created alone. Scientists experimented alone. Because creativity doesn't happen on schedule or on demand, it happens in the quiet spaces between obligations. As Blaise Pascal noted, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This means that the discomfort most people feel with solitude is exactly what blocks them from accessing their deepest creative potential. Intelligent people understand this intuitively. That's why they protect their solitude, because they know it's where their best work emerges. Reason number 8. They're comfortable with their own thoughts. Most people avoid being alone with their thoughts. They need music, podcasts, TV, social media, anything to fill the silence, because silence forces them to confront things they'd rather avoid: uncomfortable emotions, unresolved problems, existential questions. However, for intelligent people, they've already confronted those things. They've wrestled with their inner demons, sat with discomfort, and thought through their existential crises multiple times over. As a result, their own mind isn't a scary place. It's familiar territory, sometimes fascinating, sometimes challenging, but never something to flee from. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's work on flow states opines that people who can sustain attention on complex internal processes report higher life satisfaction. Put simply, being able to engage with your own thoughts without needing constant external stimulation is a skill, and intelligent people tend to have developed it early. This creates a feedback loop. The more comfortable you are with solitude, the more you seek it. The more you seek it, the more comfortable you become. Eventually, being alone stops feeling like something you tolerate and starts feeling like something you prefer. Reason number 9. Solitude is where they recharge their purpose. At the end of the day, intelligent people prefer solitude, not because they dislike humanity, but because they need space to reconnect with what matters most to them: their work, their thoughts, their creative projects, their personal evolution. Social time is consumption. Solitude is creation. And people driven by purpose need more creation time than consumption time. Every hour spent at a party is an hour not spent writing, researching, building, thinking, or learning. For intelligent minds worldwide, this trade-off feels lopsided. They're not avoiding connection, they're prioritizing contribution. And contribution requires uninterrupted focus that only solitude provides. In the words of the Dalai Lama, we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. This means that the most intelligent persons in the world understand something profound. The quality of your inner world determines the quality of your outer impact. And building a rich inner world requires time alone. Conclusion. We've covered a lot of ground in this exploration of why the most intelligent people in the world often prefer being alone. Whether it's avoiding draining small talk, protecting deep thinking time, recharging energy, seeking quality relationships, fueling creativity, being comfortable with themselves, observing human nature, rejecting toxic positivity, outgrowing old environments, or reconnecting with purpose. Most intelligent persons in the world prefer being alone for deeply valid reasons. The wisdom of the ages, from the Stoics to the modern-day psychologists, has shown us that solitude is not a weakness, but a strength, a powerful tool for unlocking our full potential and becoming the best version of ourselves. So, if you've ever felt the pull towards aloneness, know that you're in good company. In the comments below, share which of these principles makes the most sense to you. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. I'll see you in the next one.